Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video, and today for you guys, Emirichu just dropped a video called I tried to make a bento box and failed. So today for you guys, we're gonna react to it. Before the video starts, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys always show. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, let's get right into the video. Oh, and before we begin, guys, we're trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the year, so yeah, make sure you subscribe. Okay, let's go into the video.
If you've ever watched an anime that takes place in a school setting, chances are you've seen a bento or two.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's used as a way for a character to show affection for another character. Sometimes it's used to show that the character is a skilled cook or establish that they're from a rich family. Sometimes it's used to set up a comedic bit, and a lot of times it's just for the anime to flex how good they can make food look.
Yeah,
now, if you
no,
combine
sometimes.
the two, anime and bento that is, you get what we call kyara-ben, which is bento made to resemble characters. And I actually took a class with Kaho on how to make our very own kyara-ben. Specifically Totoro and Pikachu. We took the class through Washo Cook in Kanagawa, which is a cooking class that specializes in teaching foreigners how to cook easy Japanese dishes.
Interesting.
So today we decided to challenge ourselves with learning how to make kyara-ben with the help of Noriko-sensei. And I'm going to show you the step-by-step process on how we made the bento, starting with Pikachu.
Alright.
For the ears, you need to crack 2 eggs into a bowl.
I haven't eaten yet today, by the way, guys. Like this, I'm very hungry.
3 teaspoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of water, and a pinch of salt. Add some olive oil into a tamagoyaki pan, and once it's hot, pour a quarter of the egg mixture in, coating the pan in a thin layer of egg, and make sure you break the air bubbles. Once the layer is half cooked, use your chopsticks to start rolling the egg towards the handle. Once the first layer is rolled, move it back up to the front and pour another quarter of the egg mixture in the pan and repeat the process. You're basically going to roll the tamagoyaki into itself like an egg snowball until you've used up all the egg mixture. After slicing off the imperfect ends, cut the tamagoyaki into 4 pieces, and bam! You got yourself some Pikachu ears on
Alright, it's going good so far.
If you want to make heart-shaped eggs for additional decoration, cut the tamagoyaki in fourths, and then cut those pieces in half diagonally, and once you put them together, they become cute little hearts.
Oh, okay.
Noriko-sensei pre-prepared some egg crepe sheets, but the way you make those is by pouring a quarter of the egg mixture into the tamagoyaki pan and not rolling it, so it comes out like a thin sheet instead.
Okay.
To make egg flower decorations, cut one of your egg crepes in half and then fold it in half. Trim the ends, and then take the folded side and make 1 centimeter cuts across the sheet, making sure not to cut all the way through. Roll up the sheet and stick a small piece of uncooked spaghetti through the stems so it stays together. And ta-da! They sort of resemble paper flowers, right?
Okay.
Noriko-sensei
I'm starting to see the vision.
Quick and easy bento filling side dish where you take chico and fish cake and cut them into thirds, throw them in a bowl with a spoonful of powdered seaweed flakes, a teaspoon of Japanese mayo, and microwave it for 30 seconds. Oh, I forgot to mention you also throw in a spoonful of soy sauce. Normally, it's meant to be fried to be made into isobeage, but this is a faster alternative for the mornings where you just don't have time to dirty another pan. And of course, if chicoa and powdered seaweed flakes are not easily accessible or not to your liking, this is just a space filler for bento, so you could realistically add pretty much whatever you want to add variety to your kyara-ben.
Beyond hungry. I'm so sorry you guys gotta keep hearing this. I'm so hungry.
Without those iconic octopus-shaped sausages. So we cut some small sausages in half and used a sausage cutter to make the octopus shape. They were a little hard.
I've always wanted to like see one of these in person,
but these are handy.
Just like the little octopus like sausages. I've always wanted to see one.
Saute the octopus sausages in the tamagoyaki pan, and if you'd like, add a teaspoon of ketchup for that extra flavor. Now for Pikachu's head. Using a piece of plastic wrap, scoop some rice onto it with a little indent, add salmon flakes for the filling, and then wrap it up and form it into the shape of Pikachu's chubby little head. Then wrap the rice ball head with one of those egg crepe sheets. These egg sheets that Noriko-sensei had ready were circular shaped, so for these particular sheets, make sure you're using a small circular pan instead of the rectangular tamagoyaki pan. Place the head in the bento box and add the ears. For all of the details, Noriko-sensei prepared the nori already punched out and ready for assembling to save us time. For these, she used nori cutters, which punch out your desired shape for you, which is a lot easier and neater than painstakingly cutting the shapes out yourself with scissors, but obviously if you don't have nori cutters, you're going to have to cut them with scissors or an X-Acto or something. Use a toothpick to carefully place the nori details onto the head. For the whites of the eyes, we used a very small circle puncher to cut holes into sliced white cheese. For Pikachu's bright red cheeks, take a stick of imitation crab and carefully peel off the red layer with a toothpick. Then take a small circle cutter and cut out the shape of Pikachu's red cheeks. and stick them on with a little bit of mayonnaise. You can use the same technique to make a Pokeball, which Noriko-sensei had readily prepared using white fish cake, nori, and the red imitation crab skin.
We finally
After
caught Pikachu.
Pikachu's face, we filled up the space around it by adding in our prepared bento ingredients, like the octopus sausage, heart-shaped eggs, egg flowers, chicoa fish cake, lettuce, and some steamed broccoli. After all, a Kyatoben shouldn't just be cute. Ideally, it should also be balanced.
Imagine taking this to school with you. Like, all your friends would gather around you and be like, you got a Pikachu in your, like, your lunchbox and your bento box? Like,
to replicate Totoro's
I feel like I'd make so many friends.
A mortar and pestle to grind
or
up
get
black
bullied.
sesame
Either or.
seeds into a finish powder. It was my very first time using one of these, and I loved hearing the sesame seeds crackle, and they smelled really, really good.
Yes, satisfying. Yes.
Afterwards, we added it to white rice and mixed it together until it had a nice speckled gray color. Similarly to how we shaped Pikachu's head, we used plastic wrap to shape the rice into Totoro's body. Then we repeated the same process with less rice.
I feel like Totoro's not. I feel like Pikachu's probably gonna look more appetizing than Totoro. That probably sounds crazy, but I feel like I don't know. That's probably just my taste.
Into a circle. Press it onto the Totoro body and make sure you leave space for his face details. For the whites of Totoro's eyes, use a boba straw to cut the shape out of sliced white cheese, and then use tiny cut nori for his pupils. And of course, we used nori for the belly detailing too. Although it's a bit difficult to find nori cutters for this specific shape, so these have to be cut by hand.
I see.
For decorating the negative space around Totoro, Noriko-sensei suggested following the theme of forest and nature. So we arranged the steamed broccoli to look like Totoro was sitting on top of the trees. Then we stuck an egg heart above him and threw in a couple egg flowers. We also flipped over the octopus sausages so they resembled flowers. This is when we learned that even when you use the same bento ingredients for different Kyatoben, you can find unique ways to arrange them to fit the theme. After squeezing in the chicoa fish cake, this bento looked extra packed and scrumptious.
Yeah, this looks really good actually.
Touches, we used a
now I need to know which one's better, Pikachu or Totoro.
And uncooked spaghetti for the
I don't actually know.
And ta-da! You have some beautifully
constructed This actually has a lot more than the Pikachu one. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised.
These turned out so much cuter than I thought they would. Now these looked really good, but how did they taste?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Pika. Pika
Good.
I'm so hungry, man. My gosh.
All that hard work.
Emily's been making me really hungry with her videos lately. Emily, why do you keep doing this to me?
You appreciate the food more.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's really good.
Spoiler, it tasted really, really good.
It looks like
a little guilty destroying our adorable creations, but they tasted so good we couldn't stop eating once we started. And you might think the bento boxes look pretty small, but these lunches were surprisingly really filling.
I actually think they'd be filling too. I mean, rice fills me up usually, so.
But it was a very satisfying reward for all of our hard work. We got to take home the instruction sheets for the Kyatoben that we made, and it gave me an idea. What if I used some of the skills that I'd learned in this class and tried making my own Kyatoben? And that's exactly what I did. Strap in, loser. Video's not over yet.
Oh, no.
I really wanted to try my hand at making a bento that looked like Sailor Moon and another bento that looked like Karo from Cardcaptor Sakura, starting with sketches of what sort of design I was going for.
Okay.
I purchased a few bento tools from Amazon and Daiso, like nori punchers, cookie cutters, tiny scissors, anything that could help make my life easier. I got all the necessary ingredients, read through the instruction sheets Noriko-sensei gave me, woke up bright and early to start prepping the ingredients exactly how I was taught. There was no way I could fail. I'm an artist, so I should have a natural affinity for this type of craft, right? Right?
Oh, no. Oh! Oh, no! Oh, no!
You made it look so easy. I can't serve this.
Ready for the reveal?
Yes.
3, 2.
No.
What the fuck?
So listen, there's a few factors that contributed to my
it's
first
not
attempts failing
the worst
miserably.
in the world. At least it resembles them, right?
Usagi's light peachy skin color, I purchased a chestnut mix that you're supposed to cook with your rice, and I had the bright idea of mashing up the chestnuts before adding them to the rice so they'd add more color, but I think it just made the rice extra starchy and did nothing color-wise. So I was left with still white rice that was so sticky and clumped together you could pick up the whole thing with a rice paddle. The rice is one of the most important parts of the kyaraben, so I already effed up there. Number 2, I did not take into account the amount of bento space I had to work with or how small some of my pieces really had to be, so all the proportions ended up kind of whack and I hardly had any space to add the extra ingredients. So what you're left with is a not very cohesive or cute-looking bento.
It's not
Number 3,
the worst.
And my biggest mistake,
not
I was trying to make 2 bentos
terrible.
at once. I really
I'm
thought
trying to
I
be
could
nice
pull a
here.
Noriko-sensei and whip out 2 bentos
It actually
in one
isn't
sitting
terrible.
and have them
Honestly
both be
speaking, it's
delicious.
not actually
but
terrible.
I spread myself too thin and ended up making 2 mediocre cold bentos instead of putting all of my energy and power into one. On top of that, one of my judges, Connor, had to leave to catch a flight in an hour, so I felt the pressure of having to rush and complete them in time.
No.
Kyarabens require time and patience, and I broke that cardinal rule like a fool.
And we need to cut circle shapes.
It looks so messy.
Hang on, I'm looking for the right shapes. Give me a second.
It's so messy.
Is this the only circle shape?
Number 4, Connor doesn't like fish cake.
We'll try the fish.
Oh.
You don't like fish cake? You don't like
no.
Wait, you don't like Odin?
You don't like Odin?
I like it being in the hot pot, but
I cannot believe this.
trash.
That's not on me, that's on him for having bad taste.
Oh.
So, it wasn't a success. But I'm an artist. I can't just accept failure and think,
No.
well, I suck at making carabentos and I wasted a lot of time and effort. Why bother? No, we're gonna do it again. Strap in, losers.
Oh
Video's still not
gosh,
over.
we're still
I
going.
decided to make a second attempt, except this time I.
All right, I'm excited for this one. She's got
at
this.
a
I
time.
actually believe in her this
Starting
time.
with Caro. Here's how I corrected it. Number 1, I didn't try to do anything experimental with the rice or any of the ingredients this time. I stuck with what
We have
I
learned.
knew, and what I know is that white rice cooked in my rice cooker tastes amazing. So that's exactly what I did. No more
Okay.
stickiness or hardness, just good old fluffy rice.
Good
Number
fluffy
2,
rice, all
I
right.
wrapped Caro's head and ears in an egg crepe like I had originally planned to do. Similar to
Good.
how Noriko-sensei did it with Pikachu's head, I used plastic wrap to help keep that smooth, balled-up shape. Number
Okay.
3, I punched out more accurate Nori shapes for Caro's eyes and nose.
Okay.
During my first attempt, I made the eyes and inner ear parts too big and completely forgot the nose, so it didn't even look like Caro. It then occurred to me that perhaps I should have put the parts together on some test rice beforehand so I could be sure they were proportionate to the character. But hey, I learned. Here's a bento tip. If you're using a nori puncher and it looks like one of these stencil things, make sure the shape you're cutting has jagged edges so it'll actually cut through the nori sheet. If it doesn't have
Okay.
those jagged edges, it will not work. Those are meant for softer things like cheese, ham, and fish cake. It also
Okay.
helps to have one of these silicone mats to place underneath the nori so that it'll cut easier. I also recommend cutting out extra shapes because nori is extremely fragile and chances are you'll break a few of them. The cherry blossom shaped carrots were a little weird. Cherry blossoms should be pink, so I used ham and they turned out great. And then
Okay.
I accidentally crushed the cutter in the garbage disposal right afterwards,
Dang.
but it did its job and
How?
it will be remembered fondly.
But how?
This is how attempt number 2
Okay,
turned out.
10 times better. 10 times better.
Wow, look at that. Doesn't
And the
that
eyes
look
are
so
very
much
spread apart
better?
like they're supposed to
Now,
be,
the
so very
appearance
good.
is certainly improved, but how is the taste?
Go.
Connor, I know the last one was not good, and so I remade it. I perfected the recipe,
Okay. Perfected.
and you have to be honest.
Okay. Was I not honest enough last time?
No, you were honest. I feel
I
like.
could have been more honest.
No, don't say that.
Could have been more
Well,
honest.
you need to be 100% honest.
That looks way better already.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What do you think? What do you think?
It looks way better. Yeah. Is this from the I'm gonna sound like a boomer. Is it from Sailor Moon?
That's from Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I knew that. That's exactly
Yeah,
what I
like
meant.
the last one, it like looked depressing.
Yes, I know.
Like when the colors weren't as vibrant.
I
Like,
realized
this broccoli looks more alive.
I realized my biggest mistake was I was trying to make 2 in one sitting,
Mm.
which was not the move.
Okay.
Actually, nice broccoli.
Oh, okay, good.
Good,
I'm a
good,
big
good.
broccoli guy. So that's good. Mm.
Okay.
Mm. Good sausage.
Okay, okay. He's liking it. He's liking it. I'm getting hungrier.
I'm so sorry. Mm.
Damn.
Mm.
There
It
there
looks
goes the
better than
space.
last time.
Yeah.
We have salmon in there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. That's so much better.
Yay!
Okay,
It's, like,
good.
actually good.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Now to reattempt my pathetic Sailor Moon bento.
Yeah, this is the one that scared me the most, I'll be honest.
Number 1, it turns out the secret to getting that light peachy color from my rice was in my fridge the entire time. It's miso. Simply take a bit of rice and mix some miso into it until you get your desired peachy color. Don't be too heavy-handed with it though, because miso, while delicious, is quite salty, so for that reason, I decided to opt out of adding the salted salmon filling.
Okay.
Number 2, in attempt 1, I made her head too damn big. There was hardly any space left for her signature pigtails. So this time around, I used less rice. And of course, since her head was smaller, I also had to downsize the shapes I cut out for the tiara and bun accessories. Number 3, simpler facial expression. Listen, anime eyes are really, really hard to replicate in a bento.
Yeah, no,
like,
they put everything into the
to
eyes.
Make 2 identical anime eyes when I draw, so imagine trying to do it with fragile seaweed paper. So I figured out the perfect facial expression that was easy to punch out and still captured Usagi's personality.
Okay.
Number 4, I made her hair more pronounced. I took the extra effort to wrap her meatball buns in egg crepe, and for her pigtails, I cut off pieces of the tamagoyaki so that they'd be shaped more like her hair and less like 2 ugly egg rectangles that didn't look anything like hair. If you look at my first attempt, you'll also notice that some of the other ingredients crowd around the pigtails, covering them up and making them harder to notice. To combat this, I placed the ingredients around her head first to make a sort of platform for her pigtails, and then placed the egg pigtails on top so that they pop out more.
Okay.
And this is how Sailor Moon attempt number 2 turned out.
I think this is better.
I was really proud of
it. I think it's a lot better.
I even added a few extra ham hearts.
Especially the tiara. I was looking at the tiara last time too.
Now to see if it passed the taste test.
What do you think?
Good. I see it now.
Is
it? Yeah.
Better?
I see it. Yeah, much better.
Cuter than the first attempt?
Yeah.
The rice is miso flavored.
Didus is going to tell her the truth. Like, completely honestly.
Better? Try the meatball.
Oh, meatball?
In her buns, because she's meatball head.
Oh, meatball head?
Ah, isn't that creative?
So funny. Well, it's pretty good. Oh my God.
I think Didus actually really likes it.
What happened? You leveled up. I'm at your eye now.
Okay.
Oh.
It's good? Yay!
I did it! My bento redemption arc had finally been successful. Maybe with a 3rd or 4th try I can make them look even better, but for now I was happy with the glow-ups.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Caravans are a bit difficult, but they're a lot of fun to make. Of course, you don't necessarily have to make a character to make a good-looking bento. Using the exact same ingredients, I put together this very normal-looking bento, which is equally as delicious
and making me equally as hungry. I need food. I'm so hungry.
In my opinion,
I've complained about it this entire episode.
I just wanted to try tackling this new art form, and I actually learned a lot, which I owe to Noriko Sensei's very fun lessons. I definitely want to try making some more characters in the future, like Guoba, Pom Pom Purin, and Koppen-chan. So if I ever do attempt those, I'll be sure to post them on my Instagram and YouTube community page.
Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Let's try to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. If you want to see Emily's video without me in it, it's in the description. But yeah guys, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. See ya.